The idea behind what you're doing is that each week you have to write some sort of song or something to, and there's generally a theme that's given for what's happening, or there's, some sort of material or inspiration or idea, and those ideas have been all over the place. And this week's theme has been household instruments. So the idea was that you had to make instruments out of something that you found in the house. And so for me, when I saw the theme this morning, I've been trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do or how I was going to do it. And so for me, it's been what was inspiring me this morning, oddly enough, is as I was walking around the house, what I was finding was, especially as I was making breakfast, I noticed, kind of all the little noises that went with making breakfast, and kind of coffee clinking and sink running and all that stuff. So what I'm doing is something I've actually never done before, and I've been building a drum kit in battery out of these weird sounds. And so, as people have watched what I'm doing, they're like, that sounds interesting, you should do a live stream. And as I have not done a live stream like this before, I figured that it would be something fun to do. And it is something in the long run that actually makes me a little nervous. It's not something I've actually done before, but it also is kind of a fun project. So I've been doing some fun stuff with that. And so what I'm going to do first is just make sure that what I just set up, which I believe it will be, is capturing audio. I'm just going to make sure, since last time it wasn't. And it is! Hooray! So a new way of being able to do that for the future for me, of being able to capture that. So I use a piece of software that's called Reaper. And as I mentioned, the plugin that I'm using in this, let me get rid of that title. The plugin that I use in what I'm doing right here is a plugin that's called Battery. And so Battery is basically a drum machine. And so let me pull that up for what I've got right here. And one of the cool things about, oops, I lost it somewhere, so I probably need to pull it back up again. So let me go back up in here under my effects channel, and there it is. And so that's actually what's making the noise right now. That's kind of fun. So, basically what you can do with Battery is you can load any sound you want. And there's a couple of these sounds that I've already edited at this point, but I figured that it'd be kind of fun for you to see what I'm doing with some of these. So let's load the original version of like microwave door 1, 2, and 3, because these are really the ones that I've been using right now. So this is the process that I used to get these sounds. I have my cell phone out, and I was walking about the house, and I was like, oh, these are going to be recording through the microphone as well. Okay, so let me make sure that they're not double coming in, so that you're not getting weird delay or feedback on what I'm doing here. Oh, the other thing that is no fun about this that I need to make sure of is that I can't see the comments live like I normally can when I have this up. So I'm going to have my comments window kind of small over here for those of you that are watching. So these are noises. Again, I was walking around with my cell phone, and what I was doing was recording various noises. So here's what I've got. I've got the air conditioner that's running in my room. So here is the air conditioner. Kind of just a low, real background noise. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with any of these yet as I'm setting this up. Let me actually just make sure. I'm going to turn the audio up a little bit on that sound, just in case. Although that is kind of a quiet sound intentionally. I haven't really adjusted any of these sounds, so at times they might get super loud, and I don't want that to happen in what we're doing. So, got air conditioning. Here's the sink that I recorded. And so, we got that. Here's me opening the fridge and the noises that come with that. This is the 3 microwave door sounds that I've got right here. So this is opening the microwave door. Here's another opening the microwave door because I felt like the needed to record it a couple of times. This is the fridge opening. I'm going to turn this up, even though it's going to be super loud. So it's going to be louder on my end, but that way at least you can hear the noises. Here's the Keurig opening and closing. Actually, it's actually the second version of it. At the first version of it. More Keurig. Here's opening the Keurig. The toaster. This has a very interesting springy sound going on behind it. Toaster 2. That's the toaster popping up. Toaster 3. You can really hear the spring in there without I recorded. And as I said, I did this right on my cell phone, so it wasn't anything all that interesting. Closing the Keurig again. Fridge close. That I feel like is something we'll be able to use for other stuff. This is opening the fridge again, and I kind of cut it down. This is opening and drawing the curtains that we have right here. So there's 4 versions of that. Maybe be able to speed those up and get them as a hi-hat or something like that. Closing the fridge. So again, some of these noises are kind of, they're kind of quiet, especially in comparison to what I'm doing here in the, when I'm talking. But that said, so I started editing these. Oh, there's the coffee cup clang, which this is going to be my ride cymbal. I'm almost positive. Oh, shoot. You know what I realized? I should have turned this up. This would have made it louder. As opposed to the one. Not bad. Volume louder than I did. Alright, so what I've started doing in here in Battery that's been kind of fun to do is so these are mapped to my MIDI keyboard, so I need to be able to see myself. And I'll be here from time to time with comments, but so I got my MIDI keyboard that's set up over here. This is a Akai MPK 249. What's cool about this particular unit is obviously got 16 pads, but you also have knobs and you have transport controls that are all assignable for what we have right here. Sometimes I use these for the faders and the DAW, but other times I use them for other things. So with a couple of these sounds I've already started. So like to me, you got Microwave Door 1, which kind of sounds like a kick drum to me. It has a bit of that element. So what I did up here is I took just that sound. Oops. Oh, I overloaded. I need to not do that. Hold on. I mute, so the DAW will mute me out when I overload too much. So let me make sure I don't do that. So what I did, so here's what we're doing right here. So this is that same sound. And so what I'm doing is applying some EQ to it because I got the 2 sounds. This one, which is this. So this, again, sounds like it has a kick kind of quality to it. So what you can do is instead of having it run this whole time, is you can stop the sample and just have it do this. So what I did is I came right to the beginning of the sample like this, so you get the... I cut off the kind of door opening sound. So even this, what's kind of interesting about what we got going right here is it sounds even like a kick like this. So what I started doing up here for this is I applied some low pass. So there's multiple ways to apply this low pass. So if I could apply this and I can change what the cutoff is, how much click I want in it. So it kind of sounds good with that. Even though it's super loud. Give it a little less gain. See what we're sounding like here. Give some resonance. Get some weird little effects right here with it. And then I also applied, so in our effects module over here, there are some various effects that we can apply. So under factory here, there's a nice little unit here called Tight Kick that I used. So when we apply some of that to what we're doing here, we can get a little bit more attack on this. Or some more sustain, which you don't really want a ton of sustain on a kick. At least I don't. And I still don't know what I'm writing yet. This is really just kind of about making noises, but we'll try to get this to a good place. And so on this one, I did kind of the same where I cut off way more of the high end. So on this high pass, if I go back here and I could add more. Oops, I'm overfeeding again. So I'm really just kind of making this bassy with some. I'm going to do too. I should put a limiter on this. I'll do that before. But so again, I'm trying to get some bassy noises here. Oh, I'm seeing some people on at this point. So again, what I'm doing is I'm cutting off. Yeah, as John says, attack. That's exactly what I'm doing. Well, and that gets us the difference in the sounds between what we're doing. So, you know, what I can do with this... Whoops. I need to stop. Oh, this got turned up all the way. That's what happened. My bad. I was wondering why it kept freezing me out. So with this, I'm just trying to give myself some various kick noises at my disposal with some extra attacks. So we got kind of a low thing with this that I kind of dig. I've also got it running through a compressor right now so that I'm getting more of an even sound. I can turn the threshold on this down a little bit more so I get more pump if that's what I want. But I'm kind of liking the click that I'm getting right now out of this. Give it some makeup gain. It's going to be too loud. That's kind of a nice little sound right there. So our microwave door, so what started as this, is now this. What started as this, which even does kind of sound like a kick, I already did that, is now this. So we got some nice little attack out of that guy right there. And so 3, to me, this, whoops, this has a bit of a snare quality to it, which makes it kind of fun. So this is where I was starting to work before I started recording right here. So what I'm doing to this is you got your various types of EQ. So the way we're getting that sound, if you think about the sound spectrum, you want your basses obviously to have that low quality, so you want to have a strong high pass on them. But your snares will be mid to high end, depending. Like a snare is normally a full bodied sound, depending on what we're doing right here. So our original sound is this, which again, it kind of has more of a kick. Like you have to use your imagination a little bit for what we're trying to get out of this. So you got your original sound, then we got this. So we're getting in and we're getting tight on, whoops, I muted it. So let's go to this. Let's mess with our... So if we take this down, we can give it more of a kick quality to it. But if we take it up, you can see what options we have. So we can get a lot more narrow with what we're doing here. But I like this one because we have gain control on it, which... This is also keeping a lot of the personality of what we're doing right there, which I like. Probably get some more snap. This also doesn't have... So we're getting it closer to sounding like a snare noise. So I'm just making sure I keep my comments open because I'm not fully looking at them since I'm over here on this computer. So we'll give this a little more... I'm going to give it a little more release than that. So it doesn't just click so fast. Let's actually try to expand this out a little bit. Let's see. I want it to be right on. Get in there. We can also, like, let's play with the pitch a little bit. Actually, let's reverse. No, reverse not going to work. Nah. I like it where it is. Also, let's play with some saturation. And mostly what that's going to do is just give us some distortion on this, which I don't know that I want. This is getting us somewhere interesting. What else we got? We just got tape and drums. Go with our drums here. It's getting us a little bit more. Let's see if I give it a little more release. Mostly just... So this, so now let's get in and let's give us a little ride. So we got that, and we've got, there's a little bit of both. Oh, those are the same one. Hold on, where's my coffee clang? So over here, oh, I've only got the throw. There's also one I probably saved in here. No, that is the only one I saved. All right, so let's pull this in so that I got it here. All right. Put an 8. There. Cut the sound way down. Oops. Getting it kind of close to a ride sound. Again, my goal here is to try to pull a ride sound out of this. Get a little closer. So now, for a ride, we're obviously going to need some EQ on that. So let's give it a nice... So we got some... We can peak it if we want. There's multiband here. So if we want to 3-band it, see, to me, I probably don't want much. So this basically, yeah, so... Oh, I see. So if we set this down and we shelve it, so that'll give us our shelf. And we can make it a little steeper, because I don't want much low end in there. But we can raise our high end. Give it more of a shelf. There's like a clangy noise. Let's try to pull it. We're getting somewhere. We've almost got a ride. Oh, I hit the other one. So I don't need this. This is already... We'll just delete this cell. Keep working on this. Try to tighten it up a little bit more. Whoops. And see, there are effects we can add after this. Don't necessarily need to have it all in this. Go back to this. Let's see what we got in our factory. Try some. Yeah, none of those really look like what I want. Give it a little compressor. Try to keep that volume more consistent. Get the ratio a little bit higher. Our makeup gain is pretty big here. See what we can get with some lo-fi. No. So let's see. Let's play with old school. Let's see what old school does. Okay, so again, those are just giving us some... Ooh, that has a nice little effect. Go give some noise. I like the color effect on that. That's doing some nice stuff. So we can also add some stuff over here. We can also add some LFOs and some effects to it, or change the master effects if we want a little bit. All right, so let's... So we got our microwave. So now we got our low. We got our higher kick. We got our snare. Which, again, I might still play with this because I want it to have a little more body to it. And this is with the noise. I don't know. See, that noise effect is a little bit much. Wonder if I pull some bits out of it. Let's see. Yeah. Add some more. It's kind of adding like a reverb kind of effect on it. You know what we might also want is another snare. So let's see what else we got. Play with this. Alright, let's see what we can get out of this sound. Again, I am on the comments, so all I see thus far is attack. But if you have questions about what I'm doing or looking at here, it's kind of a strange thing, but it's bizarre. Let's get right on that. Yeah, that might give us a little... The fridge might be a little bit of a better snare sound than the microwave door. Let's see what we can get out of this. So, I'm not really assigning this velocity controls either, which I probably could do, so that the harder I hit, the better the drum sound is. See here though. Give this a nice little Give it a 3-band again. We'll pull that shelf out of there. Oops, that was on the wrong band. Probably want to pull the gain. See what we can get out of this. Give it a little gain so I can see what we're working on here. Press it. Ooh. A quick release on this. Throw that snare effect on here again. Yeah, I do kind of like our fridge close a little bit better as a snare than what I was doing before. So we got some fun stuff going there now. So, whoops. Oh, those might not be a bad combo together. Because this is almost like your mid snare hit you got there. Oh, it's because I just used a band pass on this. So what if we, let's try to do the 3. Let's do the 3-band again. Do a similar thing on this. Let's pull out and shelve that beast. Yeah, this will get us more where we want to go. So again, I'm just giving myself gain so I can see where I'm at in the spectrum. So when I move this around, which as you can see, I can move this around at this point. Still sounds a bit like a kick. See if I can give it some gain here. There we go. Okay, so now we're getting to a place, and now I'm going to save this. I feel like we're getting to a place where we're starting to get somewhere with this. I'm just going to save this as my household noises kit. Keep it going. This is the weirdest thing I've ever done. I'm not going to lie. I've never done anything like this before. See if I can try to get this a little closer. And so what that is, the coffee cup clang throw was me stirring cream into my coffee at this point. So, all right. So, let's see. One thing that's weird about our coffee cup thing here is it doesn't hold very long. So, gotta get it right on there. But let me get the end. Drag it a little bit further. Oops. I think I hit the air conditioner. Oh no! Or did I add some noise to this that I didn't want? I think I might have done that. Hold on. I'm seeing what John's I like my woman like I like my coffee. Understood. I think just trying to get this to a place where I want some resonance off of it, but I don't want to do it. Let's try it to like here. Where's the noise? All right, there we go. All right. So I'm liking where we're getting more with this, but I can't figure out where all that noise is coming from. There's some noise coming in on this, and I've probably added it myself. Maybe I just don't like the effect I was doing here. Yeah. Go back to... Just give me a ton of noise out of it for some reason now. Yeah, for some reason that started adding a goofy effect on it. Not sure why. Let's check our attack overall. Can also cut the low here. We get some of that bass out of there. And just apply an overall. Let's see what the vintage does. See what the stretch does. Here. Let's play with our stretch a little bit. Oops. No, I think that's good. Here. See where our pitch envelope is. No. Okay. Where is our reverb in this? I don't use battery that often. I'm surprised it's not in here somewhere. Maybe it is. Or maybe it's in setup. Oh, I see our filter and our EQ, but... So, there are sends to reverb. I don't know where the reverb is showing up. Alright, so let's play with our toaster. Where was the one I thought might be a hi-hat? Let's work with 3, let's see. So let's see if we can get a hi-hat sound out of that. Okay. On this, I'm going to take the low out of it as well. Okay. All right. Let me go back to this a little bit. Send it to some. Oh. Send it to the master delay if I want. I'm not going to do that though. Just say my noise here. So use this as like more open. On this, I didn't even apply any EQ yet, so let's do that. So we Don't want to low pass that. We want to high pass it. Do a 2 and gain. What is it doing when you hold the key? That's very bizarre what it's doing there. Same on this. Give it a high pass. Give it some gain. So we got that's a microwave door. So let's see. So I don't think I have anything that's too much like a cymbal. All right, so that's it for now. I'm going to come back in a little bit later tonight, probably mess around with this some more, but thought it might be a fun thing to share. Making a drum kit out of weird household noises. There you have it. Huzzah!